responsible for 11 states in the Midwest region, including Michigan. Mr. Gilad has served in various positions with Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs during his 25-year tenure, including Second Secretary in Kenya, Media Counselor in the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, Head of the Political Affairs Department in the UK, and Head of the Ministry's Export Control Department. He holds 2 master's degrees, one in National Security from Haifa University, the other in Middle Eastern Studies from Hebrew University in Jerusalem. Mr. Gilad also studied at Israel's National Defense College, and he served as a staff sergeant in the artillery forces in the IDF. The Consul General returned from Israel just last week, and he is here tonight to give our community a briefing on the situation in Gaza. The Honorable Roey Gilad.
Usually I'm used to speak with my hands, but with one microphone on the right hand, I'll have to behave better. Richard, thank you very much for your kind words. I would echo what you said, that Detroit is indeed the greatest Jewish community in North America, but this might put me in a problem with the rest of the Jewish communities. So I'll say definitely Detroit is one of the biggest and the best communities in North America. I would like to start by telling you how touched I was to meet, just at the entrance, the group of Israelis here, Mayor Eli Barda from Migdal HaEmek, Mayor Eyal Betzer from Eretz Israel, and the big group of Israelis that came. ברוכים הבאים, היה לי באמת תענוג לראות אתכם, דרך צלחה לאלה שעוזבים בקרוב, ובהחלט אנחנו שמחים לראות אתכם. I think the partnership, the shutfut that was established between this community and the community in Israel, in Emek Israel and in Migdal HaEmek, just as other shutfuyot partnership that I came across here, is indeed second to none. Just as the name is, it's a real partnership between diaspora communities in North America and Jewish communities in Israel. This is indeed the best partnership we can have. I also would like to thank my good friend Scott Kaufman. Scott, you moved over there. It's been only 30 months since you led the delegation of the Detroit Federation into Israel. We accompanied Governor Snyder. I see here some faces that attended the visit as well. And for those of you who do not know, only last month in Lansing, I signed with Governor Snyder a memorandum of understanding between the government of Israel and the state of Michigan. And indeed, this is only one fruit that is an outcome of this visit. It's definitely not the last fruit. And I think this visit really put Michigan as one of the number one or number two in all the 11 states that I cover. So thank you very much for what you're doing. I would like also to thank everybody who was responsible for this event today, the JCRC, AJC, ADL, and the other organizations that always make sure that my visit to Detroit will be a significant visit. Friends, in 2005, Israel pulled back from Gaza. But it seems to me that Gaza never pulled back from the state of Israel. Since the Hamas violent takeover in Gaza in 2007, we had the CAST-led operation in 2008. We had the pillar of defense in 2012, and now we have the protective edge. In 6 years, in 8 years, we had 3 cycles of violence. Israel did not want to get into this cycle of violence. This is why we held our fire for 3 weeks, just before the beginning of the operation. This is now, we've entered now into the 16th day of the operation and the 6th day of the ground incursion. But 3 weeks before the opening of the operation, Israel held its fire. In those 3 weeks, we have absorbed 270 rockets, day in and day out, against Jewish communities on the Israeli side of the so-called border. And Israel restrained itself, for we did not want this cycle of violence. 5 days after the operation started, after we've been forced to start this operation, the Egyptians came with a proposal for a ceasefire. It took Israel 24 hours to agree. At the time I was still in Israel, as was said before by Richard, I had to cut my holiday short and come back to Detroit, to Chicago, but at the time when the ceasefire was offered, I was still in Israel. Everybody was happy. We said, that's it. No more violence, no more casualties. And the Hamas refused. Hamas kept on escalating the fire, escalating the attacks, which ended up also with the land incursion only 6 days ago. It's quite clear that the violence serves Hamas' interest. That has to be said. On top of being a terror organization, and by the way, I agree with the gentleman that said that the title of this event should not be Hamas equal terror, but the title should be We Love Israel and We Stand with Israel. Hamas, in a very cynic way, used violence in order to break the political isolation, the international isolation that they were facing. That has to be said. Those people believe that violence serves their interest. It's not only that they do not care about Israeli civilian life. Those people do not care about Palestinian civilian life. 1.7 million Palestinians in Gaza, most of them are innocent people, have been abducted by a terror organization. This is the biggest abduction ever of civil population by terror organization, who uses those 1.7 million people as human shields. And they leave very little choice for Israel. Should we leave our people unprotected? This is the number one responsibility of each government, each decent government in the West. First and foremost, to provide security for its own people. And the Israeli government and the Israeli Prime Minister is already criticized by many people in Israel that we waited too long. But we waited because we wanted really to be sure that there is no other way. And when we started the operation 16 days ago, and we started the land incursion 6 days ago, it is only when we knew that we don't have any other chance. We have to say a word also about the Iron Dome. The Iron Dome, as was said before by Scott, is a game changer. And indeed, not only that it protects Israeli life, it protects also Palestinian life. I remember Israel in 1990 when we were attacked by Iraq, the missiles. I remember Israel in 2006 when we were attacked by Hezbollah. Many of my Israeli friends here who came from Emek Israel and Migdal HaEmek, they remember. This was a nightmare. If you think that one missile 1 mile from where you from the shelter in Eilat is a nightmare. In the 90s, beginning of the 90s, in 2006, this was really a nightmare. So the Iron Dome is a game changer. And the Iron Dome have saved not only many Israeli lives, but also many Palestinian lives. Indeed, the Iron Dome is an Israeli development, but with the support of America, with American finance, so we can buy more and more batteries to protect our people. Currently, we have 8 batteries deployed over Israel. Apparently, we will need more, and I think when the White House and the Capitol Hill are so divided, I'm happy to see that there is at least one issue when both of them go together, and this is supporting Israel in general and supporting the Iron Dome in particular. The campaign that we are conducting now in Gaza Strip has a tactical goal and a strategic goal. The tactical goal is to put an end to the tunnels and to destroy as many rockets and missiles as possible. It will not be possible to destroy all the rockets and all the missiles, for many of them are in Gaza City. And by the way, the Hamas would like us to enter to Gaza. We have no intention to do so yet. As for the tunnels, we knew that this is a serious issue, but we didn't know how serious it is. Apparently now, when we are 2 to 4 kilometers west of the fence, we see that this is really a serious challenge, for there are dozens of tunnels that go for hundreds of meters. Some of them end just next to kibbutzim, Nir Am, and Ashlosha, other kibbutzim on the Israeli side. This was the difference between those tunnels and penetrating into a kibbutz, abducting dozens of kids and people. So those tunnels are something very seriously, and we take them very seriously. However, the question is, what is our exit strategy? Obviously, we're not going to stay, and we cannot stay in Gaza for long. And we don't want to stay in Gaza for long. But if indeed we pull back tomorrow, as much as the blow we're going to give to the Hamas is going to be painful, eventually there will be another cycle of violence, like we had in 2008, like we had in 2012, and like we are having now. It will be only a matter of time. We believe that enough is enough. We believe that this is the time to demilitarize Gaza Strip. Amen. This is not going to be easy. It will take time. But we believe that Gaza should be a different model. There are more than 1.5 million Palestinians there. We might not agree on the political outcome, but they should be living their own life without threatening the state of Israel. Amen. We believe that currently this is the right time, for we have not only the Iron Dome that protects us against the missiles, but we have currently what we call the political Iron Dome, the right international support to support Israel in this attempt to try to demilitarize Gaza. It's not going to be easy, and it's going to take time. But anything shorter of that guarantee that the next cycle of violence will happen in 1 year, in 2 years or in 3 years. And we had enough. My friends, when I entered, I was asked by the media with what message I came here today. And I said, my message is one thing, but your message is not less important. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you for standing up with Israel, for supporting Israel, for expressing love to Israel, and for telling the state of Israel, we stand with you, we stand together with you, we support your right of defense in face of violence and terror. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Toda rabah.